The first step in any journey is deciding to take one. You never know if it will be the right one. For me, thankfully, this was the right program for many reasons. At a recent training, I was introduced to the word hudagogy. Immediately, I thought to myself, I may not have heard that word before, but that is exactly how the ADL program is designed. Hudagogy is a learner centered teaching approach that empowers students to take control of their learning. It is based on the idea that individuals can direct their learning and development. This training validated that I was in the right school district too. They are committed to creating student centered learning experiences. It is all coming together. In the first class, I was tasked with creating an innovation plan to work on throughout the program. Am I an innovator? I asked myself. I am now. I thoughtfully chose project based learning, meet blended learning. Project based learning is a way to give students agency in a collaborative environment, and I was experienced with this type of learning. I'm very interested in blended learning, and I wanted to research and learn more. Perfect combination. In 5303, I began creating my canvas of opportunity known as an e-portfolio. Once again, I had choices to make. What website builder would I use? I chose Wix and began learning how to use it on my own. I struggled at first. It was uncomfortable. I wanted someone to show me how, guide me, and make it easier. But I was becoming a self directed learner, and self directed learners figure it out. The portfolio was sparse, and now it is filled with all my hard work in the ADL program. Having a growth mindset is just as important as teaching a growth mindset. I am thankful a growth mindset is part of my life and something I can share with others, especially young people. Students really listen when you share your own personal experiences with learning and struggling to do something. It offers a safe space for them to struggle. My biggest misconception as a child was that some students were just smarter than others. I don't want children or adults to feel this way. If I can help students avoid a fixed mindset and cultivate a growth mindset, I know it will impact their lives in a positive way. I had to use a growth mindset when I decided to only take one course per 8 weeks as opposed to two. This meant I would not finish with the original cohort that I started with, and they were an awesome group. And I was sad not to finish the journey with them. It was the right decision and pace for me. I worked hard not to compare myself to others. I met many people along the way, and I learned to build relationships and collaborate virtually. GroupMe was an excellent platform that kept us all connected. I'm thankful for the connectors who always rallied the groups together. Collaborating with others made the journey more enjoyable. In 5304, Leading Organizational Change, I created my why statement and developed a 4DX model to present my innovation plan to stakeholders. Having a plan and some background knowledge on how to start crucial conversations makes this step easier. I continued applying what I had learned about COVA to write a learning philosophy, design a lesson using the UBD design, and revisited the growth mindset in 5313, creating significant learning environments. In 5389, I designed an effective professional learning plan designed to assist teachers with implementing blended learning and project based learning into their classrooms. In 5317, I wrote an article for publication, Finding the Right Balance, Connecting PBL with Blended Learning. I created a podcast as a media pitch for this article. This was a fun class. In 5315, I researched and wrote a literature review about the station rotation blended learning model and wrote an action research plan. This spring, I will be carrying out the action research in my class and collecting data. In 5318, Instructional Design, I designed a 5-module blending learning writing course for third graders that I used this past fall with my students. Everything I have worked towards and learned has had an impact on other learners. Throughout the program, there were some highs and there were some lows. Some of the highs included learning to connect the dots and be a more self-reliant learner, becoming skilled at many different digital presentation tools and honing my design skills, using COVA with my own students and watching them connect the dots in their learning, connecting with other interesting ADL students, learning from home. Some of the lows were managing time and pacing throughout the program while giving 100% to students in my classroom. Sometimes designing projects took more time than planned because I was learning to use the tools. I struggled sometimes with being a self-directed learner because it was new. I questioned whether or not my innovation plan was the right one. What are the biggest takeaways and what I have learned? Focus on being connected, always learning, fully aware, and super present. Make technology the slave to your strategy, not the other way around. I don't believe that leadership is out of my reach, and I know that small steps can make a big difference. Student-centered learning is the best way to create significant learning environments. What's next? I'm going to continue creating significant learning environments for students, giving them choice, ownership, voice, and authentic learning experiences.